What's up? Can you hear the music or not? I never can tell. Sometimes it's hard. It's just hard to tell. Can't tell by the little moving thing. It's like pulsates kind of. Oh, okay. So you can hear. Good enough. Good enough. What's up? What is this? Carlos says hello. I wiggled my way here to YouTube to you. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Good to see everybody. Good to see you. Let's see. All right. Well, without further ado, I do. Turn that crappy music off. Sucks. Sounds like with arms wide open under the sun. Actually, it's not that bad, but anyway. Anyway. Good to see you. Good to be here. It is Thursday, 8:45 here on the West Coast. November 9th, closing in on 38, man. I got my 38, 37 was kind of like, 38 sounds different. It's like, it sounds just a little different to me. I don't know why. I don't know why 37 should sound any different than 38 in my head, but for some reason it does. I don't know why. I wish I knew, but I don't. The music's still going, so that's good. Let's see if we can get rid of that here. Oh, man. I'm still pooping green. Nah, that stopped. That actually stopped after I stopped drinking Diet Mountain Dew. Thanks, though. Ba 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 ba. Let me take a look here. 38 is a good age. I don't mind it. Dogs are great. Dogs are awesome. They are doing well. Yep, Scorpios. I am a Scorpio. I don't believe in astrology, but once again, I don't believe in much. But for some reason, the Scorpio astrology does seem to kind of fit my personality. That is true. So maybe I do believe in astrology. I don't know. I know what it meant. I'm just kidding. But it does seem like the Scorpio thing kind of does fit me. Like when somebody goes, I'm a Pisces. I don't know what that means. Or I'm a Libra. I don't know what that means. I've never taken the time to actually think about that. I can't believe how tall your one son is. How tall are you? I am 6'2". I am a short little guy compared to my children. I have one child that is 6'9", one child that is 6'6". The 6'6" one, Peyton, which you guys all know, are one of the producers on this show. My birthday is the 15th of November. But one of these, he is just a brick. And yeah, Ronell's enormous, but yeah, they're just big kids, Excuse me. Big boy. They're not even kids anymore, dude. They're not even kids. They're like, yeah, it's funny it's so funny because I had just done the show with Chris, which was a lot. Like it was a busy show, and there were, it was crowded, and it was fast moving, and we kind of got pretty much everything in that we were talking about within the hour. I thought it went well, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. if there's time. If there's not time, then there's not. Um, but yeah, I was over there and I was listening. And and I don't know, there were just some things that had sort of, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I do like to go on other shows, kind of be a guest and just kind of contribute where I can in a conversation. If I think that I can contribute to the conversation, sometimes I cannot contribute to the conversation because I don't know anything about the conversation. But last night I thought that I could contribute a little bit, and her and I, we talked. I went up there. Usually I go up there with a buffer, not just her, but just in general. There's got to be a buffer. And Justin, that son of a bee, literally drops off basically as soon as I get on. And I'm like, well, okay, so PG and I are going to sit here, and what am I supposed to do? Just drop off? No, I wasn't going to drop off. So we talked and we had a great conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. She was gracious and nice and all these things. And, no beef, it was cool. But Justin, you're still a real SOB for doing that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, he really did. He screwed me. I was like, all right, I got to go to bed. It's like, dude, you've been up here for 4 hours already. You're not going to hang in another hour with me, Justin. Get your ass back here. You're welcome. I see you, you little turdling. I see you. I know you did. I know you did. But it was cool. It was fine. It was a great conversation. I swear to God, it was great. I enjoyed it. There are many sides to PG, whether you like her or not. A lot of people don't like me. I've been hearing that a lot more lately. People is like, yeah, Josh, you can frig right off. And okay, all right, well, sorry. I've been hearing that a lot. It's cool though. I'm fine with that. I don't know. Like, I try and think if I was somebody from the outside, if I would like me or not. And I always just come to the conclusion that I would love me. That's how I feel. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I say, oh, I would love me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that I would enjoy my show if I wasn't me. I don't know. I think that I would, but most people that watch the show do like me. But you did notice some of the bottom feeders kind of come out to comment on the video. And whenever you do a show with high profile people, you get negative and you get positive. And it's just something that we all kind of learn to do. Yeah, Justin, I got my eye on you. Got me all hot and bothered with your little moo thing that you were kept muting your mic with your nips. I saw it, dude. And I was like, dude, looking pretty good up there, And then I was like, I'm going to go flirt with Justin. I'm just kidding. But, I couldn't have anyway. So you messed that one up, Justin. Thanks a lot. You little turd. No love. All right. No love from me. I will never. What's the character? Does your character have a name? Does the character have a name? I can't remember what the. How many likes? 900. That's cool. Not bad. Miss Basham. Okay. Yeah. You know what, Miss Basham, you really blew it. You blew your shot with old Joshy boy. And that's okay. I'm not going to say you weren't looking good. But you did keep muting your mic with your udder sacs. I noticed that. You got to get that thing fixed. You got to have an emergency button somewhere so those top hats don't hit the mic, the mute button, because when you do that, you really cut off the flow, like milk into a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Tink, 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 tink. You got to do better. Get those mammary glands out of the way. Justin, come on. You can obviously tell that you've actually never had a rack, and I do. As a fat person, I have dealt with my own, and I get it. They get in the way. So learn, adapt, and just figure it out, because it was a great presentation. Stands the nipple interruptions. And for some reason, again, on this show, we are talking about cow udders. I don't know why we're talking about cow udders, but we are. But it was a funny show. But you left me hanging. You're a dick, and that's the end of that. A rack udders. You can milk a cat. You can milk anything with nipples. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Tink, 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 tink. I've never milked a cow. Never one time. I've watched people milk a cow, which might even be worse than actually doing it myself, but I have never actually milked a cow. Never once. Never even touched a cow udder. Never, ever once. And yes, somebody said, have you heard the latest rumor from Don? Yes, I heard that I was getting prosecuted. I heard that I was getting prosecuted for impersonating a sworn detective. So yeah, I did hear that. That's sucks. Right around the holidays too. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to hate that a lot, actually. I don't know what's going to be worse. Going to jail or living in the same place that Don been arrested a million times. Once again, he proves nothing but that all he does is deflect and play games, and is just a little baby boo-boo, pissy, pantsy little biatch. That's just who he is. And I don't want to hear it from the people that say, why are you so mean to Don? I'm not mean to Don in the same way that I would. It has nothing to do with him having a daughter missing. He's just a dick. That's all there is to it. If you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. But obviously, like I said, look, we're here. Let's just talk about the show last night. I thought was great. I thought Chris was fantastic as always. And, we have our critics, our detractors and supporters and alike. Sometimes we become content the day after, which happens sometimes. And that's just kind of part of the game of, social media and YouTube, is that, I don't get mad at people when they review me, clip me, whatever. I don't care. I don't have time. I do have time. I think I would have time, actually. I say I don't have time. I don't want to have the time to strike people because I don't care enough. I truly, honestly, in my heart of hearts, wish that I could tell you that I do, that I care, but I just don't, about striking people. I never have, ever. And I just think it's a waste of time. So what I'm saying here is, people have really kind of drawn like these lines in the sand. Like if you feel one way, then you can't associate with the people that feel the other way. Or if you feel this way, you're an absolute scumbag. And if you don't feel this way, then you're an absolute idiot. And, I'm kind of just tired of all that. These lines that get drawn. And, look, we can all agree to disagree on everything. The world is full of it. Disagreement makes a conversation. And I think that some people really do, because what they say is that me or Chris or anybody else that were hate, like that, we are filled with hate or whatever. And I can't speak for anybody else. The saying is that I am not a hate channel. I've never been filled with hate. I'm not a hateful person. However, I think what people mistake for hating is feeling the opposite of how they feel. They think that that's hatred, and that's not hatred. You got to understand that sometimes people just feel different than you do. That doesn't mean that I hate that person, or that I'm not, they say, well, why can't you, do this, or why can't you do that? Why can't you just do what you do? Just do what you do. And we'll leave it at that. I don't care who supports who or who supports what. My beef is with nobody, and it never will be. It never will be. I got no problems with anybody that supports anybody. That's never been the problem. The problem comes in where is if you have a strong opinion, if you don't buy the BS that people are that I feel is BS, if you don't buy it and you speak out against it, then you're hateful. But that's just not the case. It's never been the case. We're all allowed to have opinions. Opinions are what make the world go round. Because if everybody just thought the same way and held back their opinion, that is not how a society functions. And I really do get tired of listening to people say, well, he could be nicer or he could be that. Well, you could be meaner, but I'm not asking you to be that. And I tell you this, this whole people say, well, the misinformation, I would like to hear where the misinformation comes from. I'm telling you, just because I don't agree with you, just because I have a negative opinion about somebody doesn't mean I hate that person. It's not hateful to sit there and go, you know what? I don't buy what you're selling me. I'm allowed to have that opinion. I always feel like, having an opinion is the absolute best thing that any of us can have. There are so many people that I love and respect that don't agree with me on a lot of things: politics, the way to raise children, what TV shows are good, what movies you want to go to, what's a nicer car than who's acting funny, who's not. Tons of people I absolutely feel that way about. Like, we can disagree, and that's it. Let's see. I can agree to disagree. I do think the missing tents are a great thing. In all fairness, though, that's all. I agree with what most Chris said, except that. And in my opinion, I'll just talk about that about as briefly as possible, because it's not something that I want to get too much into, because I don't know much about the tents. I heard a little bit of what Janky said. And what I will say is the conversation that Chris and I had when he brought that up, that was directed at like a photo op with Tim Mullen and Candace. Now you could say, well, why was he I don't believe that he was. I'm not going to speak for him, but he was talking to Tim Mullen, and he was talking, I think, about Candace. That's it. That's how I interpret it. And, sorry to anybody who felt slighted. I understand that hard work goes into that. I totally understand that. But I do not believe under any circumstances that was the dig at certain people. I just don't. I don't. It was absolutely about Tim posting these BS little things on his website. And that's how I took it. And that's how I feel about it. But it's truly, no disrespect to anybody that does great things and is doing things for summer. None of that is true. And Rosie says, and Chris is entitled to his opinion. It was more so, we were talking about the games that I feel that he feels the same way that I do. And by the way, we had the same opinion of this before we even talked ever. It's not something that I've always thought that Tim uses that site as his own propaganda machine. to try and, make people that feel. And by the way, I know the reason that people that do support the Wells get so frustrated is because they are the minority in the case. And the overwhelming consensus is definitely negative about them. And, you're going to have a hard time convincing me that it's something that you're going to have a hard time convincing me that they didn't bring a lot of that or most of it upon themselves. That's just the flat out. We're going to agree to disagree every time, especially on stuff like that. Never would I think that, and I'm sure that Chris doesn't feel that way either. So I feel that Tim does that propaganda thing. I really do. I really do. Look, people out there handing out flyers, and I didn't even know about I knew that there was an event, and I knew that Jenkins was involved with it. But I didn't know anybody. I didn't know who else was involved with it, but I did see some of the photos, and then I know that there was an incident, blah, blah, blah. And I really can't, but I didn't know anything about like a purple tent or shoes or anything like that. To be honest with you, I didn't pay attention that much, but that's okay. But if anybody felt offended by that, I do not believe that was the intention at all. The conversation was directed towards Tim Mullen specifically with a sidekicker, Candace. Okay. That's the truth. And if you don't believe that, I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, that's it. I always figure that kind of stuff's going to happen, not about the tent, but just in general. And I did hear Jenkins talking about it earlier, and she was very kind and very gracious and very understanding. She wasn't mean or downing anybody or anything like that. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the chat because I don't pay attention to anybody's chat except for mine. And I don't know, but I do really think it's important to realize that just because I disagree with you and I don't support certain people, that doesn't mean I'm your enemy. Or at least I don't view you that way. I could care less. I only feel how I feel. And you only feel how you feel. Now, if other people happen to feel that way, then they kind of, tag along or get in a group. And I mean, that's just how it happens. It's just the tale as old as time. Context, I believe context was overlooked. I mean, if you're targeting specific people, and just like Chris said on the show, if he had any idea that I was impersonating an officer, you could bet your ass that he would turn me in. And if I had any inclination that Chris was disrespecting anybody doing anything for Summer, other than the people that have literally or figuratively spit in his face and said awful things about him and slandered him just the same way that other people accuse him, I would have said something as well. But that wasn't the case. I understood who he was talking to. I understood why he was saying it. Tim Mullen made a whole friggin' 2-hour video about him one time, giving his opinion on him. And my opinion and his opinion alike, we both feel that Tim is trying to be a puppet master and a propaganda machine. That's it. And he shows up to those events to take pictures to try to make Dawn and Candace look better. That's what I think. Now, if that's hateful to you, I'm sorry. That's it. But I don't believe it is hateful. I don't believe that I'm hateful. Just because I don't agree with somebody doesn't mean I don't like them. You understand, right? Okay. I just want to make that very, very clear. Love of Scorpio gifted 5 Lab After Dark memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Justin, oh, you little turd. Utter are us 7 months, 16 months On the left, bam, bam. Love it. Love a Scorpio. Not only becoming a YouTube member, but gifting 5 on top. And Lindy, thank you. Josh and Linda, thank you guys for that. And once again, for being here. Dawn has posted that I am going to prison for an undisclosed amount of time, that I am going to be prosecuted for impersonating a sworn, he used the term sworn. Apparently I got sworn in. Sworn detective. I didn't know that. I had no clue. Holy crap. Once again, and people want to know, I didn't, buddy, all I did was obtain the damn thing and play it. Oh my God, that's such a bad idea. Well, yeah, it would look, anybody that was on the other side of that conversation probably wouldn't like that to be released. Tough skis, shit skis. That wasn't me talking to you. And even if it was, you still came off looking terrible. I understand. I get it. I understand. You sounded awful. You sounded terrible. You came off terrible. But you know what? That conversation happened because of you, because of the things that you've been accused of, not because of me. Does that make me hateful? Let me just cover this up. Buddy, you're a high profile person. And sometimes you like it when it benefits you and you hate it when it goes negative against you. But when that money rolls in, you got no problem with that. When people want to help you out, you got no problem with that. But criticism is a part of being in the public eye. And the second you called 911 to report your daughter missing and a nationwide Amber Alert was put out, dude, you are in the headlines. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you about that. But for you to take it further and know this lie, because that's what you do, you're a liar. If that's hateful to you guys, I'm sorry, but you're a liar. And that's what you said. You would rather play games and start rumors than get your little bitch ass out there and look for your daughter. But here's the thing. You're not looking for her because, one, it wouldn't take you long, probably, in my personal opinion, hate aside. Two, well, you know, it's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's a tough thing. You gotta look. And I think you'd rather play games. I think that you would rather tread water. I think that you'd rather do this or that and make up false things. I'm not the one, Don, that made that phone call. I'm not the one that filed the reports. I'm not the one that did anything, except I played it on my channel. Oh, well. Do I regret it? Nope. Would I do it again? Yep. Am I going to get more? Yes. Is it going to suck for you? Probably. Probably. I mean, you know, just kind of some of the stuff behind the scenes that we deal with this guy. And I'll tell you, it's not, you know, he's not pleasant. I'll tell you that. And you know, when people say, "Oh, you're a hater, you're this, you're that," or you know, I don't even pay attention to that stuff. I'm gonna be 38 years old. I'm all grown up. I don't hate. And one thing that I've always really focused on is trying not to be jealous of other people. And I started working on that many years ago. And I have, when I just didn't, I don't want to envy people or envy things that people have. I wanted to just live my life and do the best that I could. And so that's what I've always strived for, you know, and but I also to just hate and degrade and I don't think I really don't think that I do that. Sometimes I guess I'm harsh, sometimes I'm straight to the point, sometimes I lash back or lash out, and but I don't think that I've ever been truly disrespectful to somebody on YouTube or an interview or anything like that. Now, have I disagreed with people? Yes. Do I disagree with people? Yes. Do I think that some things that people think are crazy? Yes. Does that mean I hate you or that I'm a hateful person? No. And I don't think that I'm a hateful person. And if I was a hateful person, I probably wouldn't have a problem telling you, "Yeah, I'm really hateful." Like that would just be honest. I mean, I think that think there are hateful people, but that's just that's between them and who else. That because they're hateful doesn't mean I have to be hateful. I don't engage with that. I'm not on the other side of of your volley. You know what I'm saying? I really don't need to be. I don't want to be. I never have wanted to be. And of course, the people that are going to support a cause that majority of people do not get along with, they're going to feel attacked. That's just how it works. And I hate that. But what are you going to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing to do. Don't get mad at me because I have thoughts and opinions that other people feel the same way about, and they don't go along with how you feel. Most of us don't celebrate the same religion. Most of us don't have the same birthday. Most of us don't have the same eye color or the same shoe size. We're all different, and it's okay. Uncle Josh is here to tell you it's okay. Support whoever you want. Believe whatever you want. What you eat doesn't make me fat. Only what I eat makes me fat. But I tell you this, while you're trying to figure out what's what, make sure that you're not just stopping scratching your head so you can scratch your ass. Because I think that being naive is going to get people nowhere. And I feel like we have a lot of that. A lot of people that are willfully ignorant. Okay? Like I'm looking at this Turtle Boy situation. I mean, the guy's scared to death. He was all pumped up when he first got arrested, comes out and he's like, whoa, whoa. I don't have an opinion one way or the other about the guy because I don't care what he does. The law takes care of that. But everybody's pumped up at first until the reality sets in and you're looking at a list of felony charges that you have to pay for to defend, or you're going to be hanging out with Bubba for days. And you're going to go into the showers in prison. And you're going to be like, why is there a bunch of old soap bars in the corner? That's where people drop the soap and they don't go pick it up. Why don't they pick it up? Huh? I've never heard that before. So anyway, that's just, everybody is entitled to their opinion. People can think that I'm dumb, ugly, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter that much. Like, honestly, I'm telling you this. I've said this before. When I'm not here, like I'm not thinking about that. I don't think about that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's not me. Janier, super sticker, $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Buffy, 1162. Good to see you. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Gail, Josh's get out of jail fund. Love that. Well, no, yeah. Wiz says, I know why they don't pick it up. It's because it's been in someone's crack. No, it's they drop it and they don't want to go pick it up because of repercussions, is all I meant. Yeah. And it's not even like I don't even look at it as a support or not support. I don't think of it like that. I just think of it as the oddities and the interactions and the actions. And that's how I've always based how I felt. There had been a couple things that Don had said or done where I'm like, oh, a little glimmer of hope. And then he just sucks that right back out of you when he just like to call somebody the N word. Like, ah, crap. I forgot who he was. But I'm not telling anybody, I don't want anybody to harass them. I don't want anybody showing up at their house. I don't want anything like that. I don't want to interfere with anybody. I'm so, just because you play a police interview and you have every right to, well, if that's mean, that's mean. I get it. I always get it. Yeah, that's, you know what? I'm going to need that, Lori, is that I'm still behind, but no worries, Josh. We will bake you a cake with a file in it so you can get out, although you probably can just walk out the front door and escape. There is no way that I'm getting out of a jailhouse window. Just not going to happen. Built like a tank. It's not going to happen. I'm going to need some dynamite and a charge, and then I'll walk out. But I'm not walking in because it's just the dumbest thing. It's more Don wanting to be funny. But here's the funny thing about it, and everything that he says from here on out like that, I am going to react to because it's good content, and I like making him feel stupid for the things that he says because he says stupid stuff. Is that hateful? No. I've said stupid stuff too. Are we having a birthday party? Please. Well, yeah, we can. We'd have to do it the day before or the day after. Yeah, and another thing that I wanted to tell Dawn is that look, if they haven't prosecuted him yet, I'm definitely low on their list because I think they have a better case against him. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think that there's anybody that really does. But I just don't believe that I'm not out here to like convince you who to agree with and who to not agree with. That I'm not here for that. That's never been my goal of anything. I don't want it to be like that. I'm not out here to try to convince you of somebody's guilt. I'm out here pointing out the things that I observe because I can and I want to, just like everybody else, just like people that want to support on other sides, and not just specifically Don and Candace's kids. I'm just talking about in general. I hate talking about politics. I hate it. It's ruined. Nobody can have a difference of opinion without being a blubbering idiot. And I just can't stand that. I can't stand if you cannot have a conversation. Like, I don't mind people talking about, well, they do this or they do that within the context of what we are talking about. What I don't like is the personal jabs and insults and things like that. When you get personal, people are saying, oh, I want to smack that person in the face, or I want to do this, and to somehow act like that's okay to say, but be upset about something the way that something is presented, to me, is the definition of hypocrisy on steroids. To me, that's a problem. Now, disagreeing with me is not a problem, but saying I want to smack the taste out of his mouth or that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and probably most people don't feel that way because most people don't act that way. But it's just stupid. I hate politics. I hate debates because nobody wants to have an actual conversation. They just want to be right. And I'm willing, and I've had conversations. And just because you are defending a really tough thing to defend on one side, you're going to get defensive and you're not going to like what people say. I get that. I understand it. You are fighting from a position of just you're a few steps behind in the race because you don't have this, because more people believe one thing than not. You know, it's like people always talk about if the earth is flat or not. Now there are people that honestly truly do believe that the earth is flat. God help them. I mean, I don't know what the point of that would be, and I'm not looking to debate that, but the people that do believe it get really pissed off because most people don't believe it. And what they do is they go, "Oh, those guys are dumb." It's hard to disagree, but when you are fighting a battle where you're the minority, you're gonna feel persecuted. You're gonna have to deal with that because we're all gonna fight a battle like that eventually. Yeah, you gotta absolutely like look at it from the point of view of others. Just because you feel a certain way about something doesn't mean that I feel the same exact way, or that I have to feel the exact same way, or that I want to feel the exact same way. I feel how I feel. You feel how you feel. It's a novel concept. And guess what? I don't necessarily think that you're dumb for thinking that. It just depends on what we're talking about. When it comes to, hold on. It's good water with a little ice in it. Hits every time. Yeah, I hate conspiracy. Well, I don't hate conspiracy theorists. I hate people that drum up conspiracies out of the littlest thing. I cannot stand that because not everything's a conspiracy. Most things aren't conspiracy. And I'm sure that there are some conspiracies that are totally true and that are real, and MK Ultra, all that, whatever. People like MK Ultra is real. I'm sure it is. I don't really care. Member for 8 months, Daisy is the only one who pretends to believe Don. She doesn't believe Don either. I mean, that's just how I think, but she can if she wants to. I don't know. And Kimmy's Lounge, member for 1 month, good to be here. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. But anyway, back to the tent thing as well. I do think that is a lovely thing, and I'm sure that Chris feels the same way. It wasn't a shot at the tent or the shoes. It was a shot at Tim and probably a little bit of Candace for the photo op. I get it. It's hateful. You don't like that it was said. Oh, well. I mean, I'm talking about it being said that taking the shot at Tim and Candace. That's what it was. That's who it was for. And it's a dang. Wow. Somebody, I think, see, some people, yeah, but sometimes people just take things the wrong way or interpret it the wrong way, or there's just a misunderstanding, or maybe it was intentional or whatever. Mississippi Mud Pie, you must love this show. You really do love this show. I'm happy to see you. You here to hang? We good? Did you bring your voice analysis machine? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm over it. Are we friends again? I think you like the show. I think you like the show, and I'm good with that. Gwen, I actually saw you in there, and thank you so much. You're very kind, and you don't ever have to put yourself in an awkward position to argue on behalf of me. I appreciate it, but I don't want to bring you any trouble. There are people that just flat out do not like us or me, and that's never going to change. And if I'm okay with it, you can be okay with it. But I do understand how you feel, and I appreciate you being supportive. I know you do, Gwen. I know you do. I don't care what chats you go into, who you're friends with. I don't care. Like, I think I used to care about that, but I'm not. Yeah, you can be an independent thinker. You could live your life however you want. I mean, it's this whole drawing lines in the sand, and you're this and you're that. I don't need that. It's way too much effort, way too much energy, and you guys know how mostly I feel and what I like to do and talk about. And I like to talk about just a lot of different things. And inevitably, I'm going to either piss some people off because they don't agree with what I said. And, that's totally fine. But, it's never really personal. If it's personal, I would probably make sure that, like that it's personal. That, you know what I'm saying? That's that's how I feel. Um, but I'm not really into questioning people's why people feel this way. Like, usually people defend people that they may uh either sympathize with, or because I think I've done that before. I've done that with people. Like, I sympathize with that person, and so I kind of defend them a little bit, even if the defense isn't that strong, or it's just me feeling that way because my heart feels that way, or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I tried to tell them context is important. What led into the conversation was about Candace. It was about Candace and Tim. That's exactly what led into that conversation. And uh, I think that Chris was addressing, if you heard it, 2 to 3 to 4 people at that time, and it wasn't a shot at the people who are behind those things that are being done, which are wonderful things. I would never deny that. I would never ever deny that, because they really are. I know that people take time and effort to do those things, like the Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff. Um, I'm whatever anybody feels that they want to do to help anybody. Who am I to criticize you now? Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I hate you. Just because I speak out against you doesn't mean I hate you. And I think that a lot of people haven't really figured that out. And it sucks, because having debates without just being flat out nasty. And I'm not saying that people were being nasty, because I heard a little bit of chasing earlier, and please, don't say anything negative about her, because I know she doesn't like me or Chris. But I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's allowed to feel however she wants to feel. That doesn't matter to me. I don't dislike the lady at all. I don't dislike anybody. None of these people, I've told you guys this many times, none of these people are my enemy. None of them. She's allowed to feel how she wants. I'm allowed to feel how I want. We're all allowed to feel and exist. We can exist. Let's exist, folks. It's okay. I get it. People don't look. I don't want people, but please don't say anything bad about her in my chat. I don't, because I don't, that's not really what I'm about. Somebody sent me something and I was like, okay, well, totally fine. Like, she wasn't out of bounds. She wasn't ridiculous. I didn't think so. I didn't think that she was mean or anything. Taking personal shots. I don't know. Let's see. He said, get away from certain people or they're going to go down with the guilty people. Great advice. Oh, well, that's what I thought. I thought it was great advice. Mountain Cat coming with the heat. This is a fantastic point. It's also okay not to have an opinion on something or someone. Just saying, sometimes, like I said, when I joined PG's panel last night, when Justin, that little dirty scallywag, Jezebel, utter wearing turd sucker, ditched me up there. When we had that conversation, I felt that I could kind of join into that conversation, and we did. And it was, I'm telling you, I never, ever, ever thought that I would end up on a panel alone with PG. And to be honest, and to tell you that I thought the conversation was fantastic. I never thought that was going to happen. It happened. PG and we've put our differences aside for, quite some time. I'm just saying, I just never expected that. I'm going to get you back, Justin. You did that to me on purpose. You little sucker. You little utter straps. I'm coming after you, brother. Oh my Lord. What on earth did Justin do? Justin screwed the pooch. He used me as an excuse to leave. I thought that we were all going to hang out like we had before. He's probably in bed now. Guys, I have to work tomorrow. You got me. Good old prankster Jay. I'm going to accuse him of. Who'd you pay to do that, Justin? Apparently, you pay everybody else to do things like that. Can you hear me? You can hear me. I'm not muted now, am I, Kathy? Little Justin, you little booger, you little booger, you. It was a great conversation. I actually, please go over and check it out. I believe it was last night's show. Fast forward to the part where Justin just leaves. Just fast forward. Don't listen to anything. Don't listen to his part. His part sucks. From the beginning of the show, whenever Justin gets on, just fast forward right through and get to where I am. And then listen to what I say, not Justin. Justin doesn't deserve the replay. He doesn't deserve the exposure. Go away, Justin. You really screwed me over. Kathy S saw it. Dude, it's like, I'm like, hey, how's it going, everybody? And then Justin's like, yeah, and then I gotta go to bed. You little sucker, you. He's going to bed already. Is he in bed already? Justin? I'm gonna call him. Where's my phone? Where you at? Oh, it's dead. You're so lucky my phone's dead, Justin. I'd be waking you up. You owe me. You better send me some of that lipstick in the mail. Nude lipstick. Don't send me lipstick nude. Send me the color nude. Don't package it up. Make sure to wear clothes and rubber gloves and then send it. But don't send it to me, like nude. But I want some free lipstick. You owe me lipstick. let's see. I did. Yeah. I was there. I was there last night with Justin Randolph, UMPG. We had a great conversation. It was very good. The old I gotta go to bed trick. Everybody's gotta go to sleep at some point. Right? I see you. Go drag Justin's ass out of bed right now. He's so lucky my phone's dead. I'd be calling him going, hey, what's up? Let's talk. And then he'd be like, Josh, I'm going to beat your ass. And I'd be like, all right, bye. And I'd hang up because it scares me. I really think he could beat me up. He looks strong. What are you, 6'5", 6'6", Justin? How tall are you? Sans the wig. 5 or 6'5", 6'7". And I don't know. Thumb wrestle. Yeah. Oh, I could totally see Justin doing that. I could totally see him. I got a migraine. I got to go to my room. Justin's 7'5". Holy shit. That's incredible. I would have never guessed that. 7'5". That is an astronomically big human. Love Pink. What's up? Good to see you. You're sleepy now? Yeah, I know. I have that effect on people. I've been told that sometimes I can put the best of them to sleep. I could probably, if you threw on a tape of me talking and you're at like, I don't know, some crappy heavy metal concert and you have one earbud in, you could probably fall asleep to my voice because I've just been told that nonstop. Wait, so he's Justin will tell you he's short. So he's not 7'5" like I was once told. He's short like 5'9". I don't believe that. Adding the wig, 7'9", and he bench presses 730. Have you ever noticed that gay guys are in like incredible shape these days? Like that wasn't like now. Like that's how you can tell if somebody's gay or not, is just by how buff they are and how like in shape they are. You're just like, dang, that guy can lift 700 pounds. Damn, he's really gay. And then, the fat guys like us are just, you can tell that we're just, bleh. That's just how I feel. Your tone is perfect on the mic. Others, not so much. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Justin's taken. No, I've just noticed that gay dudes are in like an impeccable shape these days. It's awesome. Like the bodybuilders. I'm 6'2". I'm not very tall. I'm compared to my children, I'm relatively short. But compared to most people, I would say a little over average for height, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. I've just given Justin a hard time. Justin's a good friend of mine. He's hilarious, and I think he's a really good person, and funny and kind, and a traitor and a backstabber and a ditcher. He ditched me. But overall, like he's okay. He did ditch me though. I mean, that was an epic move. I don't know what I'm going to do to get him back, but I'm going to get him back. But you know what? I'm glad that it happened because I had this wonderful conversation, and we had a bond conversation, and I like doing that. I'm willing to have those. I liked the conversation. I thought the conversation was good. All the above little scallywag. He really is a scally. Yeah, he's in bed. Of course he's in bed. He knows he doesn't want this smoke. He doesn't want it. You little never again, Justin. I'm telling you, man. You should have seen you if you could have seen my face when he dropped off, when he was like, "Hey guys, I gotta go to bed." And like I said, I've never been on a panel with just her. I didn't know what we were going to talk about. I thought that Justin was kind of going to be the buffer, and we were all going to. And then it's just like, I'm out of here. Sing, and I was like, you should have just went. But it was a great conversation, and I'm giving PGL, but it was good. She was very kind and very inviting, and she said some really, really kind things. And yeah, I really did enjoy it, and I enjoyed my show with Chris too. I always enjoyed. I love talking to that guy. He's a lot of fun and genuinely just a good guy as well, and who has the best intentions. Truly, yeah. It went. He's like, okay, PG, Josh, I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye. That's how fast he said it too. And I went, bye. Love you too. And now there were two. And in my head, this is what I heard. I'm telling you right now, this is what I heard. I heard in the PG voice, I heard, welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. And I went, let's do this. uh, Battle Royale fight. And I was like, I wonder what we're gonna do now. Are we gonna play some hopscotch, or take a couple phone calls, talk about I don't know, weed brownies. I know she likes weed brownies. I don't like weed brownies. Edibles will send me into a catatonic state most of the time, like those kind of edibles. So I'm not a big pastry marijuana fan at all. I mean, I'll be up all night, heart. But what was that on next Friday? He's like, when Smokey gets Craig high, and then he's like, man, I can feel my heart beating. He's like, that's what it's supposed to do. So that's how I would feel. Yes, I was on PG last night. She was totally cool. She was totally cool. I don't. I remember when my sister's dog, who's like this big, she's like her son had an affinity for um marijuana brownies, and her little dog ate some, and it was that the dog was, her equilibrium was like, she was just totally out of it. And that's, I think when I was like looking at the dog, I was like, I think that's what I look like when I hate that stuff. I'm like, oh my God. But no edibles for not especially the pastries. It's not good. It's just not. I don't know what is Delta 8. I don't know I hear that name a lot. I don't know. But I admire the respect you have for your elders. Josh, it says volumes about your character, in my opinion. Thank you for that. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, look, I don't know, like, I think that most people on most days can be pleasant. So I really do. I think that but I don't think fighting's always necessary, or having a vendetta. Um, I'm not, I don't care. I don't really care about that kind of stuff in the grand scheme of things. I don't know. I kind of think about more thought. I try to think about more thought-provoking scenarios like existentialism, maybe a little bit. I have gone down that road. The rapture, I think about the rapture a lot, the tribulation, the Bible, you know, not who I dislike, you know, not who I dislike. Wait, why did it just click? Okay, well, that's not good. Why can I highlight? Oh my God, really? I'm 3 months clean of smoking. Congratulations. Keep it up. You're doing great. Wow. That is a hard thing to do. Those first few days, I smoked cigarettes when I was younger, like right after I quit playing baseball, but it didn't last long because I would chew and I didn't like doing that either when I played baseball. But smoking nicotine in general, I was just done with that years ago. Um, Baby Kisses says I watch YouTube all day um, and do crafts. So I watch Murder all day. What's better than Murder and Crafts? Good to see you, Baby Kisses. What's better than that? Yeah, you'll save it. Not only will you save a ton, there's no negative to quitting smoking other than you can't smoke or that you're not going to smoke. That's the only negative. Everything else is positive about it. So, congratulations. Keep up the hard work and check back in with us in a month. I want to see that. I want to see that 4 months. When that 4 months happens, hit me with the 4 months and we'll know exactly what you're talking about. But like I said, there's nothing negative about it. It's a great thing. You're doing awesome. Let's see here. $60 a pack in Australia. Oh my God. That's nuts. That's right. Exactly. You're gonna save so much money from not having that. I'm sure that you already have, to be honest with you. I have the same type of problem. I do though get some relief. How about you? What with existentialism? Is that what we're talking about? Mm, let's see here. I'm a teen of the 70s. We had a black cat named Satan. Great name. And he would get a secondhand high from me and my friend partaking. He would do the zoomies. Never seen a cat do that before. I You want to know the funniest I'm not trying to make fun of this. I have existential dread daily. Katie Bug, I can just tell by your avatar that you do. I mean, I can just tell. I really can. I can 100%. I could feel that through the screen. I'm with you. I have that same stuff. I'm always wondering, like, how can I, like I was talking about being jealous earlier. It's like, okay, like I can change that. I really think that I can. And then, but the existentialism, like a meaningful life. Am I leading a meaningful life? And you go, I don't know. I guess. I think so. I don't know. Probably not. I was able to run to a corner store and grab some smokes for my mom. They were 50 cents and they're up 65 cents. And they were all like, we're quitting. If they go to $1, little did they, yeah, now they're a lot. I lost my grandpa to lung cancer. Yeah. And grandma was just recently diagnosed with it Yeah, no question about it. My grandfather used to say the same thing: "Quit while you're young. Quit while you're young. Quit while you're young." And I think anybody would probably tell you that that's the thing is I've never had like a 40-year smoking addiction, so I couldn't imagine how hard something like that would have to be. I'm sure that it's tough, but you can do it. Jody Sue just hasn't been feeling very well. It was so relatable though. It was a good show. It really was. But I could just like I was like, I see you. I see you. I quit passing them out. Fair enough. Yep, I gave up the smokes around 2021. Best decision ever. It's a great decision. It's a tough decision, but it's something. So once again, very much congratulations and keep up that hard work. It says, well, $60 a pack. You better save every button. You might as well just start a tobacco field or something, just to have a little tobacco garden. If you're that amped on smoking, you know. Did they stop selling menthols? Do you guys remember? Actually, I don't want to talk about cigarettes because I don't want to trigger anything. I just don't, because I'm gonna end up going and getting a pack. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. On last minute, I believe we have a show on the lab tomorrow. And what's tomorrow? Friday night. Friday. So Friday night we'll have a lab after dark. Thank you guys for being here. I loved it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for. Let me just go through. Let me just do this really quick here. And thank you, Lindy, for joining. Love a Scorpio. Always good to see you. You also gifted 5. We're going to skip him. Gifted 5 Lab After Dark memberships. Good. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Janeer. Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. Gail, donating to the bail. Thank you. Appreciate it. Gifted 1 Lab. Maybe I'll get an ankle monitor. Are we having a birthday party? I mean, we can. I don't really like. Yeah. Happy birthday, Daisy, Rosie. Thank you for 8 months. And Kimmy's Lounge. Good to see you. Thank you for being a member. And Gwen, thank you so much for always defending me, just like everybody here. And I totally appreciate it. Don't go getting in fights for me. I just don't want to cause you any of that. But I truly do appreciate the loyalty to me and this channel, and very appreciated by all of you. All of you. No cows.
Yes. Oh!